spectacular campsites on the most remote of tracks, to the workshop and everything in between. Your next episode of Great Off-Road Adventures is just seconds away. Hey guys, it's Graham and Jess from Great Off-Road Adventures. Welcome to another video. Now this one here, we're out just on a quick overnighter before we go away next week, and thought we'd take the opportunity to talk about all our favourite campsites. Now, we've formerly been doing Great Off-Road for, say 2 years we reckon. So we figure in that time we've gotten to quite a lot of cool campsites. But before that we've been camping all our lives. So we're going to talk about our favourite campsites, where they are and why. So I think we're going to just do 5 favourite campsites.
Yep, no worries.
Campsites, camp trips sort of thing. And yeah, each one will tell you a little bit about it. So number 1, what do we reckon? I say Magic Pool is my favourite campsite.
Oh, mine's got to be Kalbarri.
Okay, yep. So
not to disagree with you.
No, we're allowed to disagree. Should we count backwards?
Well, we've already started with number 1. I can't go backwards. My brain isn't that smart to go backwards.
Right. No, we're gonna stay with how we're doing it.
Sorry, guys.
All right. So my number 1's Magic Pool, and the reason why we camped there on the Rockstar Reef series, and it was just so gorgeous and peaceful. We'd been camping in the Pilbara for 5 nights at that stage already. 1 before, 3 at Carragini, or 4 at Carragini. We'd had
a week.
We'd have a few nights in the Pilbara, but that was the first sort of like sunset where the red just went Burko crazy. The colours upon sunset were just golden.
And there was great bird life there too.
Yeah, the water course, the cliff, and it was so peaceful. It was clean. There was no rubbish floating around.
Yep.
You know, it's evident that people camp there and they look after the place, so it gets a big tick from me, and that's the reason why I've got it as my number 1. So tell me about Kalbarri.
So I always got brought up with the belief the best campsite or best anything was the one you were never at. It was the one that there was just so much to go see, do, explore, experience, that you actually never had time to be where you were sleeping because you were too busy exploring. And Kalbarri was definitely that for me. I went there for my levers of all things, and you know, between swimming in the river, kayaking, motorbike riding, horse riding, you know, exploring all of the national park, there was not a single dull moment, and it's just always been forever in my mind as one of my absolute favourite places to go back to. And it's one where I just naturally relax and just can get into holiday mode quite readily.
Fair call. All right, number 2. My number 2, I'm torn. I love Wellington Dam.
Yeah, well, Wellington Dam would probably be one of my up there as a 2 or 3.
So Wellington Dam for me, I love it because it's so close. You know, it's easy to get to in an afternoon after work. It's, you know, easy to get home afterwards. It's not far away, and there's, you know, it's in the heart of the southwest. There's a lot to see and do.
Yep. Plus there's so many campsites. I'm pretty sure we've almost never stayed at the same campsite twice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Every time we go, we try a different campsite on a different part of the dam.
Yeah.
So you're always sort of getting to experience new area.
Correct. Heaps to explore, and that sort of thing. And it's really pretty too. Like it's super peaceful.
Yeah, that glass dam with the trees in the background just looks stunning.
When there's no wind and the lake and the dam is just a complete glass off, you know, you get awesome 50-50 reflections. That's really nice. So that's my number 2, and why? And
yeah, that'll be my number 2.
Yep. All right, number 3. I'm torn here between a couple, but I reckon Canebrake Pool
Oh,
down near Bustleton's got to be my favourite. Now, the actual campsite spot that we stayed at on the most recent trip we did was like one of the first campsites in the loop. But if you go to the overflow section of Canebrake Pool, you're actually right on the edge of one of the pools. There's a nice cliff. It's, you know, quite a bit of cleared ground, level area. And we stayed there in the middle of winter 2 years ago, I think.
yes, yep.
And yeah, it was...
We got flooded.
Yeah, whilst we got rained on the whole time, it was a really nice trip. A really lovely campsite. The colours and everything in the morning when the sun went down were gorgeous. The flow of the stream was really good. And yeah, we had great company that trip, so that's my third favourite.
Very lovely.
What's yours?
It's a toss-up between either along the Holland Track or the Helena Aurora Ranges.
Yep.
They were beautiful. Probably Helena Aurora Ranges would take the cake. That camp we did at the base of the
Ranges.
Yep. So you still had all the colours of the Goldfields area.
That was my toss-up. I was tossing up between Canebrake and that campsite.
It was a great campsite.
That night that we stayed there, the stars were probably one of the best displays I've ever
I
seen.
think only Gladstone Jetty would beat on the stars.
I'd argue that.
Well, we didn't spend as much time outside Gladstone. We're all tired.
Yeah, we were pretty tired the night we stayed at Gladstone Jetty.
So,
But yeah, I always remember, and I've got the most amazing time lapse. I'm going to play it now, of the Milky Way moving through at Helena Aurora Ranges, and that'd probably be one of the I'd say
and it was great driving
best displays.
up through those ranges. And
it's lovely out that way.
Absolutely gorgeous. It's definitely given me a real sense to want to continue to explore more of the Goldfields.
Yep. Where were we up to? Four. Well, my fourth was going to be Helena Aurora Ranges, so that covers that. Do you have a fourth favourite?
Probably, and this is going to sound really bad, but camping at my uncle's dairy farm.
I'll tell us why.
Because it was the first time as kids, Mum didn't want to have to watch over us because it was cold, wet, rainy, and we were getting covered in cow poo. So she stayed at the farmhouse with my aunt and uncle, and me, my dad and sisters all just went tearing through the farm, having a grand old time. It's down in Nannup. There's gorgeous rolling green hills everywhere you turn. It's just so picturesque and beautiful countryside, and it's my uncle's farm, so no one harasses you. You can sort of just, be free to do what you feel like. We go to the dams, we catch some marron, we go shooting. It's just a very relaxing way to spend a couple days.
Joys of private property, hey?
Yes, maybe.
Can't do that out there in the state forests and national parks.
No.
You can't
But I technically camp, so it counts.
Yeah, it does. I'm not denying that. So that brings us to our fifths, our number fives. I've been going there for a long time. I'm going to call it Shark Bay now.
What's my number 5?
Oh, there you go. We're in it together. So Shark Bay, we've been going there for a long time as a family. So
Not me.
Before I met Jess, I'll qualify and say that. I think my parents and myself and my sisters would be, certainly my parents I think would be close to like 15 or 16 trips up there. I think I've probably done about 12 because I've missed a few years now, having moved out of home and work commitments and stuff. But I have still, made an appearance every now and again.
So you would have seen at the end of the Rockstar Reef trip.
Yeah, we stopped in, we went fishing, went out on the boat and all that, and that was a lot of fun. And that's why it's different camping to what you've probably seen on our channel so far, because we literally just go set up a base camp for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and we just go fishing and explore from there. We don't necessarily move around too much, And if the weather's no good for fishing, we'll just sit and camp and relax and chill. It's a really nice holiday. You know, I love going around and exploring, which means that you have to move around and tour and, you know, move from spot to spot. It's also really nice sometimes just to sit and chill and not do that. So that's my number 5. And I say Shark Bay because we've done a few years out at Peron. We also done a few years at Kerrang. We've been out to Shelter Bay
And really,
ourselves. So
sort of wherever you camp in that region,
yeah, it's pretty.
you get the same experience.
What you end up doing is pretty similar.
So no, yeah. What was it? 2 years ago when I went, 18 months ago, I had an absolute blast. So and it's definitely something we need to go back and do because I loved it.
Yeah.
And again, it's different to the kind of camping I used to do.
Yep. No, we will get a Shark Bay series documented, that's for sure.
Yep. It may be a little bit shorter though because we will literally sit and not move.
Yeah. But at the same time, there's still plenty of action. So that's our top 5 and the reasons why. I'm keen to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I want to hear your top 5. Give us recommendations.
Yeah, if you've got some favourite campsites you're happy to share, even if it's just a name, drop them in the comments below. If you've been to one of our top 5 campsites, let us know in the comments below. Let us know how your trip went and, you know, whether you rated our areas or not. Anyway, guys, that was just a quick one. And yeah, we will see you guys out there on the tracks and trails hopefully one day. If not, happy safe adventuring, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Cool. Don't forget, down there, subscribe, and down there you can watch more videos as well. See ya.
See ya.
Do you want to go press stop?
Yeah.